Hello, everybody. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. This is Chloe, and we are going to, I guess, hang out. And I have scheduled for a certain amount of time, but if we don't get many people, I may end early. We'll just see how this goes. I have been trying to find new ways to interact with people, and I wanted to try this out and see how this goes. All right. Also, I'm afraid I may have to eat in front of you all. It's not really my plan, but I was running a little bit late and the internet was messing with me, which is why I've been running late. I was like, what am I going to do? The internet's not wanting to function. And then all of a sudden it was working. So there we are. So I have a few oracles I've been working with lately. Actually, I tend to work with a lot of oracles. But I've been working a lot with the Heart of the Faery Oracle over on Purple Ocean. I am a reader there. Mystic Cat. Really enjoy the platform. And mostly I do, which is so ironic, mostly I do text messages when I do live. And I just do the 3-minute rush readings, which I have to fulfill them within an hour. And then they have 24-hour where it's still the 3-minute video readings, recorded readings, but I have 24 hours to get them to you. And usually I try to take a lot less time than that to do it. And it's a nice company to work for. The management is very interactive, and that's important for those of us who work because some companies don't treat the intuitive / psychic / card readers that well. And this one is fairly responsive, and I have had very little problems there. Sort of still sorting myself. Hello. So I was thinking, which deck was I going to pull out first? I have too many pretties. I was thinking I would, if a few people showed up and had a question or wanted a 1-card pull, that I could do that here. And let's see. I am still figuring out. I haven't used the Google Hangouts before. I wanted to see how it worked with the YouTube. And so far it looks pretty good, at least video-wise. Let's see, what's this? I am very happy that we're moving in so close. We're almost at winter solstice already. Came so fast this year. And I was hoping others would like to chat about plans for, well, if not Yule / winter solstice, then maybe plans for, I guess, Christmas, if that's what you celebrate. I had friends in the past who do Hanukkah, which I think is really a beautiful tradition. And I've been finding my boys, though they are not, well, I have a very interesting mix with my boys. I've raised them to be kind of spiritually open and neutral, but they have their own opinions and reactions now, being around 10 and 12. And they love, holidays a lot, like most kids, but they also are like, why do people tell kids, the story about Santa when he was a guy who lived a long time ago? And we actually didn't tell them that at first. they deduced it. And then we just put the firm line that, yes, we have our own beliefs on that, but we do not tell other children that Santa does not exist in the way that movies tell us nowadays. I have told them about the story of the man who inspired Santa Claus. And we went to Iceland last winter, and we got to find out about the tradition and beliefs of the Yule cat over in Iceland, which was awesome. And also they have this tradition about a bunch of dwarves, which I can't remember all the story of right now, but it's like not just one dwarf, it's like several dwarfs. And each one, it seemed like, had a day or a certain part of the season building up to Yule and Christmas, where they all participated in an activity or interaction with the people in some ways. And they all had funky names, and I can't even remember it now, but I found it all fascinating to learn about this other traditions from a country who's kept a bit more of its history when it came to past religion or past folk culture and past religion in that sense. And so here, we don't have snow like we used to in Utah. And so it's very interesting. We've been here for a couple of years now. And when I look at our weather, it reminds me more of the scenes I get to see in my, oh, I forgot to put the box up so y'all have something pretty to look at when I'm shuffling. This is the US version of the Oracle of the Shapeshifters that I'm playing with here. And I can't seem to see. I'm not sure if anybody's chatting or not. I'm in the chat for Google Hangouts, but I don't know if it's going to show me the chat on YouTube here, which is where I usually watch this. So if I'm missing something, I'm sorry. I'm still figuring out how this works. This is kind of a tester. What here, winter is more rainy. I'm on the West Coast in Washington State, and it's very green here, well, pretty much all year round. But where I live, we get fog and kind of more. Let's see. More like, yeah, like the butterflies in the gloom. This would be a little bit like that, but I have trees mixed in. There's a few others that might tell the tale a little bit, but now there are some places where you see trees like this that are somewhat bare, but then they have the big pines and firs that still have, whatever tree that still has their needles and stuff. I'm trying to find that other one that I thought was even better to show the kind of energy that I get to experience here. This one isn't bad. It has kind of a shadowy energy because there are all kinds of animals. Deer, raccoon, even rabbits and bunnies we've seen in the neighborhood. So I just love this deck. I love how bendy the cardstock is, and it always goes back to shape. I find the Australian version in the thicker cardstock. It's a little, let's see, a little harder to, oh, this one has kind of a foggy background too, but it's much lighter in tone. It's really pretty, the beautiful little worm. In the other deck, it has a rat being held by the little guardian fae. I like both versions. I think they both have something special to say. They are slightly different. Oh, wait. See, I have ferrets, or now just one, and that was one of the reasons I like this deck. I have cats, and I did have gerbils, but they've both passed this year. Oh, this is cute too. Really like the two. Very cute, little brother, little sister. This is a totally different card on the other deck. But yeah, so I like a lot of no, this is Jasmine Becker Griffith's. So, yeah, illustrations with Lucy Cavendish's tarot. I really like the decks. I love this owl and the little guardian with the tufts of fur. It's really cool. Okay, so I may need to pop off this and onto the other platform really quick. I didn't really want to do it that way, but I may have to do. Oh, this one always reminds me of Iceland now because I carried my Oracle of the Unicorns with me during my Iceland trip because it has Aurora Borealis, and that's the other deck I was going to bring out today. Where is the other card that had such a cool... Oh, this is when Bats in the Belfry has kind of that foggy, dark. And this is my mornings and sunsets here. Not every time, but a lot of the time. Here's another one that has kind of that foggy look to the background. And my other deck might have had more, but this has some of that. And then the I just really like the cardstock. It's very flexy. The other one isn't. It's a little bit more stiff. And the cards are a bit thinner. So even though this is normally kind of a thick deck in the other cardstock, this one's easier to work with in my hands. And so like if you were wondering which one to get, I would say they're both beautiful. I'd get both of them. Actually, there's a third. One is technically the two that came out at the same time, the American version and then the Australian version, and then the second printing is different. A lot of people say slightly, but it's actually very different. And I got into a little bit of a debate with another YouTube character over it when she insisted there was only one Australian version, and I was like, no, that's not true. But okay. So that one I really am fond of and enjoy. Yeah, I don't see people interacting with this. So what I want to do is I may click off here and come back in and go on my other. I mean, I can't seem to figure it out. Well, I can type into it, but I can't quite see. Yeah. Okay. I might have to figure out this a little bit more. I'm not sure how it's connecting to everything. And thank you for the person who popped in earlier just to watch, but I don't know if you guys are not able to add to chat or how this works with it's really cool looking, but I'm just not sure how this is working. I have that all on. Yep. Yada, yada, yada. It shows it's working. All right. I know I don't have many people are used to seeing me on here. I was a little bit quiet for a while because the campfires in California had me very stressed. Obviously not as stressed as the people directly experienced it, but that was kind of my old hometown, or one of. I went to high school there, college. My brother was born there. My mother still lives nearby in Chico, and it was very stressful. I already mentioned it in the videos before, but we also had major colds running through the house, and I didn't think you guys would want to see me in that state again. I already did a video once when I was like that. and, you know, not very pretty. Okay, so I may click out of this and restart in the regular camera that's connected to YouTube Live, as I'm not sure exactly how this is all going. It looks pretty good, but yeah, I don't, usually someone will, even if they just pop in, I can see them typing, and I didn't see anything